First of all, I think your analysis was very straight line. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing funds.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Prasad, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go down that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got
calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Come on, Lou Taylor. You got script. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
the
an
Guyanese
erratic
Mickey
detective
Rodriguez.
is Mickey Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, Gildarie, you deal with that. You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Gildarie, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that.
Hi, good evening. Welcome once again to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show. Wherever you are, good night, and I hope that the season, this thing growing up in Guyana, you would have known that Christmas and New Year's, it has always been very dear to the heart of our Guyanese. Shopping is never more busy than the end of the year, and it's a time when family come together, when we kick back and we catch up and we do our thing. It's a time for pepper pot if you're in that kind of zone. If you know about garlic pork or garlic mutton, my family, some people don't eat pork or beef, so they go for the other stuff. Whatever it is, it's that time to celebrate, and we coming down just about 19 months into this platform here, on this platform here with Freddie and myself, and it has been a very enlightening time. It has been a very troublesome year as well as fulfilling year for Guyana. As we enter a few hours back, just before I came here, I read that Guyana has broken the 500,000 barrels a day landmark, or whatever you want to call it. That is pretty impressive, knowing that we started from zilch just a few years back, halfway there. They say by 2027, which is just 4 years away, we're going to hit just over 1 million barrels per day. Wow. Question will always have to be, at the end of the day, how are our people faring? What is our government doing? Tonight, as we wind on to the end of the year, because this would very well be the last show of the year for me, I have to depart. Freddie is going to hold the fort. And of course, he has a couple of things planned. I have to do some stuff with regards to my family. We share things, we're family together. But it would be remiss of us if we don't use the opportunity here tonight to reflect on the things that would have happened this year, the people who would have made the news, and events which would have changed dramatically our landscape across this country. Two major events would have outlined the end of the year. One would have been, of course, the Venezuela issue, last quarter of the year, that dominated the news, and that was overshadowed by the tragic deaths of 5 of our servicemen, including the very well-known Captain Mike Charles, one of Guyana's most experienced helicopter pilot, more than 4 decades, but so as 4 other men whose experiences within the army would have been very invaluable and so we could have done without that. But over the year also, a number of events would have happened. Tonight, as we open the lines, after Freddie and I would have had a couple of things out of the way, we could have our discussion about who you think would have made the news, who you believe. Maybe you could have a discussion as our people of the year. Let's talk a little about that and why you think so. Also, people who would not have made people of the year, but would have done things that would have made us ashamed, bow our heads, and don't want to be in their presence. Whatever is the case, our country is on the rise. You drive along these bank road, the 4 lane, and those back roads there, you could see with your eyes every single day. It's a marvel for me if you on especially that East Bank area and see the development. Every day you go, somebody else is in the country investing. Investors' confidence in Guyana has never been this high. Again, parallel to that, we'd always have to ask the questions as analysts, as commentators, how well are our people faring? Tonight, I will also want to take the opportunity to say goodnight to my co-host, Freddie Kissoon, ever there, ever ready, always has been having my back with my presence on this show when I could not make it. And he will continue. I know that he will continue to fight for Guyana. Good night, Freddie. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy the holidays to come. This will be our last program for the holidays. We come back in December after the holidays. But I'd like to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. I came from a Hindu family. And in my life, I know many, many Hindus and Muslim families, not dozens, but hundreds of very strict Muslim and Hindu families who observe their religion and their culture. But yet at Christmas time, they celebrate Christmas. In fact, I live in a compound where there is a very, very strong, two very strong Hindu practitioners, very, very committed Hindus. And right now in the yard, in the house there, the Christmas tree or what have you. So Christmas is an endemic part of the collective psyche of Guyanese. So I'd like to wish you happy holidays. And as Charlie Chaplin in his most famous song say, no matter what happened, keep smiling. It's been a terrible, terrible year for the world and for Guyana. For Guyana, we've had 3 horrific tragedies that riveted a nation with less than 800,000 people. These things should not have happened. And when it happened, I think it riveted the soul of every human being, except those who want to use tragedy for their own narrow, evil purpose. And we've seen that in Guyana. The first was the Madia fire, in which it was alleged that a young lady, a teenager, was refused by the matron to go out in the evening, and she was so annoyed, she lit the dormitory on fire, and 22 persons, teenagers and a baby, died in that fire. 22 persons in a country of less than 800,000 persons. That is a huge tragedy. And then we had the depression among people that Venezuela may invade Guyana, not Essequibo, because if you invade Guyana, you're literally taking over, if you invade Essequibo, you're taking over Guyana. Guyana is 83,000 square miles, Essequibo 68,000 square miles. So all of region 1, 2, 3 will be gone. There'll be no Porica for us to drive and shop at Porica Market. I shop at Porica Market with my wife for years. But that didn't happen, and that's because the world would not have allowed that. But in the confusion and the chaos of what will happen, 5 top army officers who have now become national heroes have died. I met his uncle and his aunt, one of the heroes, General Colonel Shahood, I met his auntie and uncle on the seawall last evening, and it was a 40 minutes encounter, and that will feature in my Chronicle column tomorrow. The other tragedy didn't hit home to Guyana, but I know it has damaged my psyche, and it has damaged untold millions of people, in that you have a little place on earth 37 miles long and 4 miles wide. No army, no navy, no infantry. And for the past 3 months, Israel has just been bombing the buildings in that place, killing 20,000 people, of which 15,000 are women and children. When I was at university studying philosophy, I never believed, after we saw what Stalin did, what Hitler did, after the Vietnam War, I never believed we would have seen that. A country is just bombing another territory without an army or police, just bombing the buildings, and 15,000 women and children have lost their lives. So it's been a very, very tragic year, and particularly for Guyana. But as Charlie Chaplin said in his famous song, Smile, I think we got to get on with our life. We have to pay homage to those 5 heroes, and we will forever, but we have to get on with our life. So please call in and tell us what are your thoughts about anything. The phone lines will be open in a few minutes. But this program would not have been possible. There are people behind the scenes. You know how important it is for backup singers. When a singer become famous and you listen to the song, the backup singers have made the song possible. For the year, we have had our operators that have been slugging away with us. Sometimes randomly we go half an hour after and they stay with us. Most times we go beyond the time. I think we went beyond the time by 20 minutes with the foreign minister last Wednesday. So we'd like to call our operators in and wish them our sincere gratitude for what they have done for us over the year. Now, you may not know, we've had them here a couple of times, but you got to just egg them on and bully them to come in because they're so shy. I don't know why they're so shy, but let's start with the first one. I don't know which one will come in, but please come in and have a toast with Leonard Gildarie and I in celebrating Christmas on the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show. We're waiting on you, and the viewers are waiting on you. Please come in. Robert, who's coming in now? Now, Robert, have a toast with Gildarie, your cup.
Do you have an alcohol, Freddie?
No, non-alcohol, your cup.
Okay,
Robert? Well, you do the honors, Robert. You do the honors. This is Robert Hussein, outside child of Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. He was deported to Guyana, and Forbes Burnham took him and nurtured him. So, you know who's Forbes Burnham?
Yes.
Not much, right? You can fill your glass.
No.
That's it.
Fill your glass, Robert.
Have to do the show.
Okay. I think I know alcohol inside.
No,
Freddie, we gotta teach Freddie how to ring the rum bottle. You don't know how to do that? Cheers,
Robert,
brother. Thank you very much.
happy holidays.
Yes.
And thanks for your year of service.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Don't go yet.
Oh.
Put the thing on. You wore that when you were in Iraq with your father Saddam.
Probably.
Right, you ready? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
What happened to the second verse?
What's the second
I
verse?
don't know.
Robert, what's
Thank
the
you very
second
much,
verse?
Robert.
I'm pretty sure I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Can you ask Sadaiki to come in, please?
Yes, I will.
This is Sadaiki, Sam.
You never had any alcohol in your life?
Never had any alcohol.
never smoke?
Never smoke a cigarette.
You never took any ganja?
Adaiki Mali, can you please come in?
Other
here?
than staying in books, did you ever take a little ganja?
Never. This you do the honors.
You know that he stole books, right?
Do the honors of it. Do the honors of Do the honors of This is Daiki Marley, Bob Marley, outside China. They deported him from Jamaica, and President Bonham took him and brought him up.
Yes, okay.
So his name is Adaiki Burnham.
Marley.
Marley. Which one you use? Marley or?
I try to
use Marley or
with Burnham,
Marley or Burnham?
I try to use Marley, and Burnham is when the police is trying to harass you. I use Burnham.
Oh, so you use the word.
Yeah.
So the police don't lock you up when you say your name, Burnham?
No, they don't like
Membership has its privileges like American Express.
Adaiki, thanks for the year, man. Thanks so.
It's been very pleasant.
Thank you very much. Who did you like, Freddie or myself?
Of course, you, Mr. Gildarie. Freddie could be. Freddie could be
obnoxious?
yeah, sometimes. Not like a real.
Well, they said it. I didn't say it.
You know?
I didn't put words in his mouth.
What's wrong?
He said, come to man. Put the thing on.
I'm not putting. You put that on. Come on.
We're jamming. I wanna jam it with you.
Yeah,
We're jamming. And I hope you like jamming too.
Shout
Go
out to my
on.
grandfather.
He knows his music.
Yeah,
He knows his music.
Well, this Marley's son. Marley, he brought all the Marley music over here. Sing another Marley song for
I'm not
Christmas.
singing another Marley song. Happy holidays to everyone. It's been a pleasure serving with you guys. You know what I mean? I couldn't ask for a better I don't know if I can call myself a part of this team.
Of course,
You're part of the team. What's wrong with you?
Well, it's been very.
When I write my memoir, I would say I served with Bob Marley's son.
I hope so. I hope so. When I'm married, hopefully you can make it to the funeral.
I thought you were married. I thought you were married already.
No, I'm not married as yet.
So who's that big mama I saw you with?
Oh my goodness.
Big mama. Let me leave.
You set the boy up.
Look. Oh.
The end of the day, I remember Freddie and Edmore. While there's so many memories that I had in that little sugar community. One of the things around Christmas was the ginger beer, and they actually, I'm gonna put it on. They're actually gonna what do you call it? I got 2 big ears, so that's all right.
Let's call it donkey ears.
Donkey ears. I remember the grating of those ginger and then the beer, and then you look at it inside a little glass, big jar like this, a bottle that you could see through, and the pepper pot and so on. It was remarkable. You didn't have a lot to go wrong, but you had enough. And I think those Christmas were better than the ones that we had now. I think these are very, very cold Christmas. Don't you agree? You don't like the old days Christmas?
Yeah, there's something nostalgic, sentimental, and unique about the old days in Guyana. I can tell you that. UG will never be like the old days. Christmas, the week before Christmas shopping will never be like the old days. Our siblings and our parents used to go out and look at the Christmas decorations in the stores. That was a big thing in the evening. But life goes on. It's a different side.
I can't remember the last day I see a child with a caps gun. I don't know what kids play with. They ask for PS5 or phones or something.
I'm too old. I don't know what those things are.
But back in me days, caps gun and whatever cherry bombs and so on that you could get. And when you run out of the rolls of the caps gun, you run to the shop and you get another one. Those were things that I remember. But like I said, it wasn't that you had a lot to go wrong, but you had enough. And that little Christmas morning when you could sit down and just have a little bread with your pepper pot, it was traditional. So we're gonna start opening up the lines. We're gonna talk about people who made the news this year. If you believe you had to give some awards, who are some of the people that you would give the awards? Whether it's the bad awards or the good awards, people who we believe could have done better. Whether they're politicians, whether they're business people, whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about that. What at the end of the year, events that struck a chord with us that changed our perspective.
Nice non-alcoholic wine.
Yep. So let us try to take a call. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Kissoon.
If you don't call the suit.
Uncle Kissoon?
No.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Go ahead. He's asking about
I
soup.
was just finding out if we could get a little raise for the Christmas, since you
If you could get a little raise for the Christmas, okay. I'll write a check for you. When you'll collect it?
I'll let you know.
You'll let me know. Okay.
And let's assume that you get some money. What are you going to do with this money?
No, but hold on. What makes you think you need a check more than me? I'm not working anywhere.
times hard, you know.
I don't get paid for my Chronicle column. I don't get paid for this program.
The 6% looking a little stiff this year.
All right. Anything else?
No, man, is it? Just enjoy your night, yeah?
Yes,
Hey man,
yes,
thank you
okay.
very much for coming through, and all the best to your family for the season next year. Thank you.
Hope everybody well for y'all, man. Great.
Thank you very much. And it is the folks who were I drove around Georgetown. You know, every Christmas people just complain they don't have a lot of money and things wrong, but yet you see a lot of shopping. I passed by, I think it's Deasing and Sons, and I think some in Camberville. They sell a lot of apples and
Campbell
grapes.
Avenue,
And,
yeah, the guy that lost his son in a
yes,
robbery.
same family. You would not believe the crowds are in there. There's long lines to buy apple. In the old days, you called it ice apple.
But Regent
and
Street, because of the
grapes.
shopping,
Right.
is now a one way.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, people are spending the money. I think Guyana's done well this year. Yeah, people are gonna see. They're always gonna be the complaints that from family.
I wish that would happen to me when I
Well.
was at Kit Nascimento said it right. Guyana has come good now, but he can't enjoy it at his age. And I wish Guyana was what it is now. When I was teaching at UG, you didn't have paper to teach with, you didn't have blackboard to write your points at. But Guyana has come good, and we have to be thankful for the luck of this country. It's been. I grew up anyway. Carl.
Yeah, 231-2982. Let's see. There's a call coming through. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Freddie,
Yeah, sir.
Freddie,
Yeah, I'm listening.
you listen?
Yeah.
I want you to remember like 3 to 4 weeks ago, right? When you had the PNC lady with the dreadlocks, she's a lawyer.
Amanda Walton
That's
Desert.
Amanda Walton Desert.
Amanda.
Well, right. When you interrogate her, why did Gildarie get pissed off because of that? I watched him in his face. He was mad. Now he's quitting you guys. Is that to join the PNC or to join back to Ganlal?
I was pissed. I was pissed.
Right now.
I was pissed.
Pardon me?
No, you said I was pissed. Why was I pissed that we were interrogating Amanda?
You was pissed off. I watched your face. You was pissed off because I was interrogating her.
Oh, let me ask a question. You want to see a show with when Freddie and I agree with everything? What kind of show that is? There's a Dolly House.
No, that's not an issue.
You see,
I said like, the PPP are wrong deal too.
me?
Make you quitting.
Who, me quit it? No. I have commitments. You would not believe my commitments. And the night when you're sleeping, I'm sling up at somewhere with someone, I'm overpass or somewhere. We have clients and it's a lot. They even come in here. I was eating lunch and breakfast when Freddie met me in front of this studio here just now. That's how terrible it is for me. But you know, at the end of the day,
We work hard 24 hours, 7.
yeah, you have to. No, but at the end of the day, I think what is beautiful about this country, or what should be beautiful, is that we have people in this country. I understand as I come in here that they hold on to buy it.
You that you're not agreeing with within the government, in my eyes, because you never walked away right now. Something that somebody did you wrong.
No. I have very good friends. In fact, you should know, I have good friends within the government. But if I have commitments, my family doesn't live here. My business takes me almost 24/7. Some days, Freddie told you a little earlier that he and we have not one person or one business who is sponsoring the show. I think that we may be because of choice. We don't get paid for doing this. It's been 19 months since we've been doing this. I have had a terribly enjoyable time.
Yeah, but you're doing a good show. I look at you every night. I look at Freddie every night. By the way, Freddie, how's Mrs. Mohammed?
Mrs. Mohammed died 10 years ago at age 88.
What? And how's Mrs. Bandu? You know what I'm talking about.
Mrs. Bandu, her sister died 15 years ago.
Freddie can't remember me. But we're in the years, long ways back.
All right, thanks for coming through, man. Thanks. We have
All the best
another
this
call.
season to you and your family. Bye-bye. Good evening, caller. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, go right ahead,
Hi,
sir.
good evening.
Yes.
I'd like to commend both of you for the 19 months you've been on here. Congratulations to you. You've done a wonderful job so far. And yes, we may not agree with everything you say, but the comments we both share, I endorse it and I adore it. Also, the other thing too, for the people who have worked on the Demerara Bridge, for that I think for a period when it was shut down, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 days. I'd like to commend Mr. Ravi Ramcharita, who is the chairman of that board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was an excellent job done. And not forget the armed forces, the men and women who protect our borders. Those are the comments for tonight. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your holidays.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening, caller. Good night. You got to turn down whatever you're listening to. We get our feedback.
Realize that.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Sure.
I want to wish you and Mr. Kissoon Merry Christmas in advance. And there got quite a few things I think we should raise. Forget about your wife and everything. What about the new harbor bridge that's building there? It is going to come back to the same closing off when vessel has to pass in and out.
No.
This would go over the ship. This is a high-rise kind of bridge, if you want to call it that.
No, it wouldn't have spans to open and close, no.
The ship. Yes, we saw the designs. That's what.
But all you have to do is Google it and.
In yesterday, people, I think it's Guyana Times or day before yesterday.
No. It's a high-rise that the ships pass on it.
I never see the high rise. Anyway, I could
But just you can Google it, Google Guyana New Bridge, and you'll see the description in the papers. Just Google it.
There's a fixed structure.
You can Google anything these days,
Yeah,
so.
but I see a fixed structure and then I see like it's flat. So I was saying like it's...
No. It is good.
No. I know what you saw.
Yeah.
That photograph you saw was the juxtaposition of the existing bridge and the new one that will be built. And it was an aerial photograph that looked like if it's flat. It's the angle. I know what you're talking about, but it's not a open and closed bridge anymore.
Oh, well, that would be great for the people over the river because I'm not living over the river, but over the river.
What I don't know, and I think someone in authority said to me, I know I am much appreciative of the design of the old Harbour Bridge under Burnham because I spent many years on the pedestrian walk there, jogging and walking, my wife and I, and it's a very romantic experience to go there jogging and then the night catch you and you're walking with the person you love on that pedestrian thing. I hope the new bridge has that. That is a
walkway.
Yeah, the pedestrian walkway. It's nice to look at the moon on the water when you're jogging.
Walk on the bridge and heavy vehicle pass. The bridge used to wobble. It used to go up and down like if you're walking on the water. It used to wave like.
Anyway.
Yep. No, but it's a fixed structure. It's gonna stand there and the ships are gonna pass on there.
Okay then.
Enjoy the rest of your
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye. But I think
it's the person's on.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Harbison. Good night, Freddie. Good night, Gildarie. And
Hi, Goben. Go right ahead. Good night, Goben.
Goben, before you go, or you speak, did you make contact with Moses?
Yeah, I think he's out of the country.
Well, when did he leave? He was in the country during the funeral of the High Court, the Court of Appeal judge.
Yeah, he left over this weekend. That's gone.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, thanks.
I deliver your message, so
You give him my message?
I give it through a source, so I'm sure he gets it.
Okay.
One of the things that as we come into the tree, and Gildarie, there's one of the...
Could you speak up a little, Goben? We're getting a little faint.
Yeah, one of the biggest...
Right, that's good, right.
One of the problems that I have, as year goes by and year continue to come and go, is animal cruelty. And I see they did an animal cruelty walk in Georgetown. I was invited. But Freddie and Gildarie, one of the biggest culprits is for animal cruelty is the Guyana police force, because in most cases that if animal have dispute or in an accident, these animals will tied at the police compound until file go to DPP, and by the time the file come back, then the case got to go before the magistrate. The police force have an obligation to feed this animal, and 99.9% of the time, this animal will die before the case.
No. I can't believe that. That can't be true. That's animal cruelty committed by the police force.
Yes, sorry. If Google, I make several press releases.
What the hell?
No.
So if you have a cow in dispute, they just tie the cow behind the station, and that's it until the case comes in front of a magistrate. Another 2 million years, the cow is there.
Dead by then, Mr. Freddie, because...
But Gobin, how does that happen in a day and age with pictures on the internet and everything? How does that continue to happen? I know, are the commanders not paying attention?
No, good point, Mr. Gildarie. I had brought this up to the former Home Affairs Minister Ramjatan, which I battled with him as much as I was with the coalition. I took him on, and I fight a case where a cow calf was involved in an accident with no brand. The cow could not eat grass himself. For 6 months, I feed that cow. And I feed a different police station. And there's one thing I could not get over, that why this day and age we have photograph, we have cell phone with camera, why we can't videotape the evidence. As I speak right now, there is 6 goats tied at one police station for over a month, where the thief caught with the goat. Now the thief is saying his goat, so it become a dispute. That file gone 1 month to DPP.
And those goats, where are those goats?
Tied at the back of the police station. That's what Harbinger is saying.
So who's feeding the goats? When it rains, what's happening?
That's what the man is complaining about.
It's in front of the police station at 51 police station. Now,
in the open air and things like that.
Blackbush, I can go on and on, because I'm the one who sometimes paid to feed these things. And sometimes it hit me that this day and age, we have horse carts pulling concrete blocks and wooden barbies when you have all these canters. These things, they're beating them on the sun. Some of these things fall down.
Gobin, whenever you see these things, and I guess that goes for you.
Gobin,
whenever you see it and think, let us get those photographs.
Send it to Gildarie's phone, and we can put
I'll
the thing
gladly
up
share
now.
it. I've been gladly going to think it and says, look, the police station is in charge of Freddie is in charge of the police station, and I want to publish and say that he's the cause of this.
Look, it would have been on the screen now if you had sent us those things.
If you Google it, Mr. Gildarie, during your time as editor, I did with several animals, and I run this story from it. For the first time in 30 years, a cow calf went on action because I feed him until he gets 6 months. If I wasn't feeding, he would have been dead by now. Why is it I send all these things to the Attorney General? I must give the present Attorney General credit, Mr. Anil Nandalal, who would have said it clearly at one forum, videotape the evidence. And the proof is right now at 51 police station, where 6 goats is tied to the fence. With this dry season, the people has to cut grass and carrots. You are telling me you can't videotape. I'm a JP Justice Commissioner. I can make the paper that both parties agree about the video.
You want to tell me you got no contact with the commander in that area and he can't do anything? Who's the commander up there?
The commander is Mr. Bacchus. And you know what's funny, Gildarie? Lately he avoided my call, but I'm doing a press release. I spoke to a couple of media, and I'm going to go back with this thing again.
Gobin, you have my cell phone, 614-5927 for those who want it. Send me the name of the commanders. Send me the name and number of the commander. I'm going to call him myself in the morning.
And Gildarie, in 2022 last year, I did a run from Curriverton to my house, which is about 6 miles, but in the aid of animal cruelty. If a country does not respect the animal cruelty or treat animal respect, how can we be blessed?
Well,
thank you very much for that.
Okay, Gobin. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very
through.
much for that, Gobin.
Bye-bye. Have a nice holiday.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
While that's not that, people might think that's not such a big deal. These are all little things, little breaks that leads to a good and a decent society. Good evening.
First of all, I would like to say thank you guys so much for keeping us informed. Even though we are different parts of the world, and thank you guys for the hard work that you guys have been doing on this program. It's not easy. I know it's not. I'd like to, from my family to your family and every family out in the world, season greetings, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, including Glenn Lal and Arby Narton. Once again, guys, thank you very much for the hard work that you guys have been putting out. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. And there's some good people here. Let's see. There's some people who I agree with. The police, not all of them are scams. I've seen the traffic cops. They have been very, very hardworking in the sun, and they've been under the hammer. The last couple months, especially dealing at the Harbor Bridge at key junctions, they've been working very, very hard. If I had to nominate about 5 set of people who are going to be people of the year, the police are going to come on.
My person for the year last year was a traffic chief, Stephen. Very nice gentleman.
I think Mahendra Singh is doing a fantastic job.
I met him.
Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening to you.
Take off whatever you're listening to right away, sir. Take off whatever you're listening to, please.
You got to take it off. You're getting a bad feedback.
All right, I'll switch on the top. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Leonard, I'm sorry about that.
Sure.
Season greetings to you and Mr. Kissoon.
Sure.
Leonard, what that guy was telling you just now about those animals, I can testify to that as well from Grove here. There was one time I tried my best to save a horse at Grove Station, but I failed. The horse died. So I can testify to that. There's a lot of cruelty to animals at stations. But another thing I wanted, my purpose of calling this evening about, is that in Grove here on the public road, they have made preparations, pavements on the roads to provide the extension of this four-lane road and so on. Now, this pavement that they make on this the bill, this pavement is not catered. I'm a disability person. I'm a visually impaired person. This pavement is not catered for people like us. I find it very, very difficult. I cannot use the pavement. There are some very steep step-ups and downs on these pavements. And it is very, very difficult for me to navigate. There are several times that I fall on this pavement. Also, there are a lot of people that is encumbrance in these pavements with who have stores and these kind of things, like, blocking up the pavements, car parking and blocking up the pavements. You can't use it. And it is dangerous to walk on the road. So I would like if you guys can address that. Whoever is listening, if they can do something about it.
All right, let me address that right away. Freddie could probably jump in.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
They're fixing. I'm gonna think you go off here. They're fixing my road on 7th Street there, and it so happens that I went out and I learned who the contractors happened to be one of my friends. But I was interested in what they were doing. They had been a concrete road similar to the 4-lane, and I asked them if they pour in one half of the road, and I asked them, when you pour the other half, how are you gonna tie the two together? A lot of people see people building, and then after the thing is completed, then you say, but look what you did here. I am foot to foot with those guys to make sure that whatever they're giving me there, that it is going to be lasting, and I know that they're doing the right thing. I haven't seen whatever plan it is. And that is my thing. I think all Guyanese, they have to play a role in the development of this country. Don't let's hear afterwards the road crack up and whatever. If you have the media to your disposal and you see a contractor or whatever it is, them boys would call them. They're doing something, pick up the phone, call Freddie or call. They have many media houses that want to dig it up in the contractor. Let us embarrass them if they're going to screw this country out of hard-earned tax dollars that could probably go to the people, them pension or whatever. We got to start playing our roles as watchdogs for our tax-paying dollars. Second thing, I saw on the encumbrances of pavement, that's just one of the many infringements, illegal, unlawful activities that we have by business people and citizens across this country. They feel they could do whatever. Driving along the back road there, just some minibus undertook me, clipped my mirror, and I pulled alongside him. And when I said, please pull in the corner, the man went, you got to see the speed where this man went and cut through the car to get away with me. I swear to God, if I'd caught him tonight, I might not have ended up this show here, because that was how angry I felt. On Regent Street, I saw discount store people complain about the vendors who were in front of them. Now, you're paying your taxes, you have a company, and you have corporate taxes, VAT, whatever it is that you paid. and a man come in front of you, I'm not saying for them not to make the money, but you have to have level playing field, or you got to have a kind of thing that everybody is on the same thing. If you see the amount of tax evasion that happens in this country, a few people, maybe about 10% is paying 90% of the taxes in this country. And I'm talking PAYE. You have a call coming in. Good evening. Yeah, sorry about that. Freddie Kissoon, you just pay tax?
I used to pay tax. I don't work anymore. Used to pay a lot of tax when I was
All them little, let me tell you, all them little roadside, people can complain and say a lot of people that make the money. But why should I be paying taxes for a whole set of people, all the contractors who build in houses, collecting millions of dollars, and I earning maybe $200,000-$300,000? I got to pay the taxes
Are you
here?
serious? Do you know how many? Do you know the money certain doctors and lawyers and consultants make in this country?
Oh, let's don't go to the doctors. You want to go to the doctors? I see Dr. Neville Gobin has died.
They have some doctors and lawyers and people who are consultant engineering. Those people make lots of money more than business people. I mean, it is obvious you could just see how they live. I work at
If I had a lot of money, I would have put it.
26
I would have done some tax evasion, and I would have said they'll test me, and I would tell you that man doesn't pay tax. That man doesn't pay tax. That's how upset I am, because Freddie Kissoon, a lot of people are bending. I can't blame them if the system is not so rigid, and the system is weak, and the system allows the people to get away with it. The people are going to run rings around them, but we come and penalize the couple people, and they're the ones who feel in the strain. In the meantime, the rich are getting richer, while the poor maybe remain on the same level. You know, hard inflation is
Do you know what is there is a tax? Oh, anyway.
Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening. Freddie and Leonard, greetings to you.
You too, sir.
I'm listening to the program. I'm really concerned about this ongoing pavement problems, especially from Sheriff Street to Dennis Street's of fire. Every corner now in Dennis Street's of fire. From A field, B field, C field, D field, the entire road now is filled with pavement vendors, and they create a terrible traffic hazards. These people are, I don't know, the lawlessness continues in this country, and it seems that we are not getting anywhere, and if you come into the other street here, especially in the morning, in the afternoon, the congestion is so much, and the build-up of these small shops inside the roadways, even they're washing vehicles now.
You want me to tell you something? I'm going to stop here right there. Something up on my mind. I'm going to say it. I guess I got to take whatever comes with it. We were summoned by the Ministry of Public Works to inform us, because I have these screens along these bank and the overpass, that you can't put up signage around the place just like that anymore. The new policy is that you got to apply to the ministry. I have an application for a couple of screens to put up around the place, including up the East Coast, for clients of ours. That has been pending about 2 months now. That's one. Two, along the same line, parallel to that, you have people putting up stands all along this country here, and nobody's telling him anything, but you have a legit Guyanese who has clients waiting. The people calling me every other morning, but everybody putting a little stand, everybody doing an extension. I saw a Chinese supermarket today, built from the pavement to the side of the yard on top of the lady fence, carried up about 3 stories. Nobody can complain, because NDC, when you go to the NDC says it's the Ministry of Housing. When you go to the Ministry of Housing, said take them to court.
But I have a problem, sir. Are you listening?
It's getting sickening, Freddie.
No,
It's
no.
getting sickening.
No, but I have a problem. I am not confronting you. I'm just saying, if you continue this calling program every night, you will hear people picking on the small vendors. But nobody called in except one man, that from Meadowbank right down to Mandela Avenue, Banks DIH, until I intervened. And when I intervened, Banks DIH was highly annoyed with me and asked me to leave the office. I brought the traffic chief Personally, they refuse to see the traffic chief. You can't park on that public parapet from Meadowbank right down to Mandela Avenue. And these callers don't call in and talk about that now. The First Lady has re-landscaped the seawall. Pegasus built a corporate office there with huge parking lot. You know what Pegasus did? They landscaped a long piece of public parapet, and they landscape it in such a way that nobody can even walk in that parapet. That parapet belongs to you and I. Just like how people are quarreling about the vendors taking over this, people must come in and talk about these things that big trillionaires and billionaires doing in Guyana.
Yes, businesses are doing it. A lot of businesses, big businesses are doing it now.
So
big businesses are doing it.
You know, you a long piece of parapet outside corporate Pegasus. Nobody can walk there. Nobody can park there. That's public parapet for people to park and go and see the new landscape phenomenon of the First Lady.
Yes, wash bays, general stores, planting and fish shops, all on the roadsides now.
But you know the problem that you have with that, you're not stopping people from making money, but it has to be done in a regularized manner.
Yes,
and the state is you're collecting
planting and his breads and his dog food and so on. You will find like 6 vehicles behind.
Yeah, but hold on. You can't stop the people from making the money, but
Those
what
are
is the
poor people
state
making a living.
What is but Freddie Kissoon, is talking about the small vendors and things like that. Freddie Kissoon is the small vendors that are on the pavements of Georgetown, and the city council or whatever you want to call them. I'm in that time of the mode or of the year and in that mode of thing. They allow it over the year and you've created a monster. So what happens now? Discount store, among others, you're dealing with the people, you're competing with them, you're selling the same shoes with the people because they come and buy it and they sell it out in front by you there. You can't do nothing because city council has allowed it. Guess what? All across the country, everybody is doing it. Want to put up something?
City council,
just do it. Don't ask anybody anymore.
City council must move them. But 50% of the multi-billion-dollar buildings in this city are not paying city rates and taxes. I can't sit down here, sorry. I think there are both sides to every story.
Mr. Fred, I must correct you. They are waiting on amnesty.
They're waiting on amnesty. Even the amnesty, those the mayor said publicly, look, Mr. Ralph Ramkaran is one of the most prominent citizens of this country. Everybody would know who's Ralph Ramkaran. And that man was honest and decent enough to say the rates and taxes he's paying in the 1970s are the same rates and taxes he's paying now. You know, if City Council had the money, if we would pay our rates and taxes, City Council probably provide some avenue for those vendors.
Some things are just illogical in this country.
But we can't just give... Anyway, there's a caller coming in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming through. Bye-bye. Good evening, caller.
Very good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Could I... Is it open for any topic tonight?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Hi, sir. First thing first, I know it's coming to the end of the year. I just want to compliment the team that you're doing a very good job and continue doing what you're doing. However, we got a situation that we face with daily and every day in our country. And it's like no one is addressing this situation. Recently, a couple, I don't know how it is not in the papers or not in the news, whatever. They came back to pay respect for the past, for the parent that passed. They went to the burial ground. And you know and I know what's going on at the burial ground. It's a really deplorable state. It's really an embarrassment to our nation and a country that is growing. And communities, or they have new communities opening, new housing schemes building. I'm asking the government or the city council or the opposition or somebody if they could sign up special ministry to look after this cemetery one incident I got my way. Whilst we was growing up, I had my grandparents living in scheme, and we used to pass through the cemetery. This was around the 70s, 80s. The cemetery used to be clean. What happened now?
Well, I was born near to the cemetery in Wortmanville, and I played all in Cemetery Road as a little boy. Walked through there every day. It was very, very, very nice in those days.
Yeah.
That's an age gone a long time ago.
I'm so glad that you shared that. Now, I can say this. This is very simple and I got my way. Now, we spending billions of dollars on this and that. Me got a problem. But could somebody, like you yourself, could be appointed these cemeteries don't coming up from the airport, from wherever, I don't know. How come these cemeteries don't clean? This is an embarrassment. This is a sacred place. This is where when persons die, they go and bury. Look at condition at the place. It look like a horror, frightening. This should never be. And calling upon some authority, somebody, to use a good initiative, use something that they could get this place back the way it was before. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, dear. Minister of Cemeteries, Freddie Kissoon. I nominate him.
Minister of Cemeteries? I look like a walking dead to you.
I don't know, but I agree. I agree. And these are part and parcel of the bigger picture of getting this country together.
Look, I have on my Christmas hat. Why am I a walking dead?
Good evening, caller. Hello.
Hey.
Yes, good evening. Go right ahead.
How you doing?
Pretty good, sir. Go ahead.
Great. I want to allude to that your earlier statement about your billboard ads, right? It seems to me when you're a Guyanese and you're an ambitious Guyanese, right? The system doesn't allow you, right, to earn anything or get anything legitimately once you're a normal person. Like me, I live abroad. If I want a cambio license or if I want a firearm license or a house lot or quarry or mining license, I gotta go through several henchmen or probably gotta pay something under the table for my ambitious self to get anywhere in the yard.
You're talking about what you hear, or this is what you experience?
No, experience. I won't say, but you apply for firearm license the legitimate way. You apply for many things the legitimate way. Applications take long. And if you're a normal person, and you have no political affiliations, you go nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's very sad. And the thing is, it's the people in your age group who is, who's affiliated with the government need to make things better for the next generation. Because I'm a guy in my 30s. I left Guyana about 3-4 years ago. Even when I was there, right? There is no scope for betterment for the ordinary person. And I listen to you tell me 2 months, 3 months, your stuff is pending, right? But you gotta know somebody. Look, the people, how long I got house lot application in since I was in my 20s, But I have the money for pay for my cheap house lot. But I gotta go through somebody, some way for put something in somebody's hand to get something. And it's so unfair. It is so unfair. Thank you, brother. Enjoy your night.
Thank you very much. Freddie Kissoon, I don't think I could say anything to that. What could you say to somebody like that? That's a young man that is crying. 231-2982. And to be honest, I came here prepared, ladies and gentlemen, to let this be the last show for Gildarie for the year and maybe for the near future, because I am really committed. But I will have to see how it will continue. When you realize that a lot of folks don't have a voice, that they turn to here. I received a message from somebody from overseas that says, I'm getting tired of the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show. And the reason why I'm getting tired is that everybody making complaints on this show and y'all ain't doing nothing to get to the government's ears. You mean for telling me that we have to be the ones that is reaching out to the government to get it? Nobody's listening? It is what it is. Sometimes we get tired too. But this country is a beautiful country. It's ours. Somebody has to got to do the job. There's people with deep love. Why should Freddie? Freddie is heading towards his 70s within a couple of days. The thing is, we could sit at home and we could say, that's not our job. It's somebody else's job. It is a job of the ministers. It's a job of the RDC, REOs. It is the job of the NDC chairman. It's the job of the politicians. We have 65 politicians in the National Assembly. Each one of them has a vehicle that they get in duty-free concession. And it's unlimited CC. So you could buy a Maserati, you could buy a Range Rover, you could buy a Land Cruiser, and you could bring it into the country and you don't have to pay a duty. You might pay a little something on it. The normal Joe in the street would have to pay 200-300%. I was telling Freddie with that. You know what some of them doing? Some of them selling out the duty-free concession, collect $5-6 million, put in somebody else's name. Or keep it in the name rather, and somebody else as a proxy is using it, and nobody pays attention. Everybody knows what is happening. Nobody does anything at all about it. I was prepared to come here tonight, and we'll continue this conversation in a short while. Good evening, caller.
Hi, Gildarie. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, Freddie. Good evening. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I would like to make a suggestion. I don't know, maybe a wrong or right. I don't know. I could say anything, right?
Yes, you could go ahead, except cussing anybody.
No, I'm not going to cuss.
Okay.
I would make a suggestion saying that we have a deal with we have a bad deal with the oil. I would say we already have a bad deal. We got 50-50 profit sharing. I might sound like Glenn Lau, but I'm not Glenn Lau. I'm not supporting Glenn Lau. But the Guyanese people, the 2% royalty we had, we should share it, the 2% to each and every Guyanese in the year end when it comes to Christmas. So each and every Guyanese should get a beautiful Christmas. That 2% royalty should have saved by the end of the year. We save it. If every Guyanese have to give $1,000 Guyana dollars, whatever it comes to, everybody should know they get something after this deal.
Okay. Anything else?
I hear that. But let me ask you a question. I ain't no economist, but you have health sector, you have the education sector, you have so many other sectors, you have roads to build, you have a harbor bridge to be built. Where are you going to find the money if you take the money that you're earning, from the oil, which is something new?
To give people it.
Where do you get that money from?
I think as from this month end, we start to produce 500,000 barrels of oil per day.
They have hit the 500,000 mark.
Yes.
Right.
Tell me something. There's a lot of poor people.
Right.
They should get something by the year end.
Something proper, you mean?
Not everybody working with the government.
Right.
Get people private job. They don't have nothing from the bosses when they come to Christmas time. They're suffering. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people. Christmas time, they don't know where to go, where to turn to. There should be a handout. I'm not saying every month, but at Christmas time. At Christmas time, there should be every single Guyanese. If a household, there's a household. I'm not saying everybody.
All right, I got your point. I think so.
Anyway, he's contradicting himself.
He said,
not every Guyanese, then he said every Guyanese. Anyway, thanks for coming through, sir.
every Guyanese, there should be a household.
Every Guyanese household is saying.
The household could provide for the family.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Okay, sir.
All right, brother. Take care. All the best the Christmas and New Year's to your family.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good evening, caller.
Hey, Leonard. Good evening. Good evening, Freddie. Hope you guys are doing well. I think I got to like in 2 minutes ago. I just want to make a couple of quick points. This last caller that called here, I think this guy is overdosed on culture news. You know, this type of mentality that he exhibited is what caused the fall of Nigeria and so many countries. Take the money, give it away to the people. The oil price tanks. What do we do next year? You know, this is.
But the price is dropping right now. The price is something dollars.
Yeah, but we don't know what price is going to be next year.
Right.
Commit ourselves to. You understand what I'm saying? So I think we have to be very prudent, and we can make that mistake that many other countries, and I think Dr. Irfan Ali and his government is making this prudent. And you know, you got to watch what the world economy is looking like, with America producing the most oil in the history of the world. Right now, what happens to other countries? They can squeeze us out of the market. We are not part of OPEC. Anyway, so my concern is that the last caller, the mentality that he exhibited there is, which is common among our Guyanese people. They're seeing the tree, but they're missing the entire forest.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame them too much, because a lot of people don't understand the whole concept.
Right.
They don't understand the whole nitty-gritty. You know, and this conversation came up today. We were having a thing. Do you know how difficult it is for people to manage money? A lot of our businesses are failing because when you give somebody, they see $2 million in the bank because that's the revenues that you get, right? But what do you do with that $2 million? Do you expand your business? Do you give yourself a salary increase? Do you buy a new vehicle? You know, much of them just go to the bank, buy it right away, buy a vehicle, and you don't get no money to continue on your operating expenses. You don't have that. So what do you, as a government, what does Irfan Ali do? Do you take it? Do you build a harbor bridge which is needed? Do you build roads? Do you plug it into the health thing? Do you borrow some loans and offset it? No. Or, you know, it's a difficult thing.
Leonard, I'm going to tell you this. I'm calling from New York, right? And I've seen them over here. The same Guyanese that are exhibiting are calling in to tell you that the government should be doing this and that. They don't take those chances in Queens, in New York here. They are very, very, conservative in what they do. They studied the game. The other caller who called in and said, you can't get a firearm if you want to do this or get a license. Ask how many of them can walk into a precinct in New York and apply for a license. Some of these guys, they fraud from both sides of their mouth and misleading the Guyanese people, and they take it, as gospel. This is very, very, unfortunate.
Well,
that
I think
our citizenry are misleading our people into this direction.
But stop there. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. I think that is why where people like you come in. What has happened? It's my job to read everything. What has happened is that you have a cabal, a concentrated set of people, and the two private newspapers, the Kaicho News and the Starbook News, have given them colossal latitude. And what they have done is they shut out people who reply and put the oil industry thing in context. So what Glenn does, he stopped carrying the letters from a guy named Joel Bagwandin, a very fine young financial analyst who's able to paint a different picture than the picture of gloom that they're painting. And that is why people like you come in now and you explain to us what they want to do in Guyana, they can't do in New York. But the private media plays a big role in suppressing good analysis, good assessment of the oil industry and the positive aspects of the oil industry. The other thing is, you need more people like you to come on board and write and explain these things. and I'm glad you're on.
Yeah, but Freddie, I take this opportunity to do that. But I think, hello?
Yeah.
Listen.
Freddie, I thank you for that. But you know the thing, I think it's very clever of Kaichur News and everyone. If you go into Queens in New York here, and you go into all these hole-in-the-wall type of bars that you have, as soon as you enter the door, there's a Kaichur News. And so these guys who go there to hang out and, it's a watering hole, they pick up this, and that's what they read, and that's the debate in these bars. So this is what they're spewing out there. So it is very influential in this group. If Joel is fantastic. I read his articles, and this guy, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's very analytical, very, very intelligent conversation. And but I think it's way beyond the capacity and the intelligence of these guys who go around in the Queens and the New York area here. It's beyond them. They cannot understand this.
But they don't live here, so they don't influence things here. They don't live
around
here.
and he talks about his auntie and uncle. He relates to these guys. These are guys who come out from Guyana. It's unfortunate, but I'm not going to keep going on this. But we have to take this with a grain of salt when these guys call in and tell you that
something has to be wrong. Look, I don't look at Glenlal, and the little I look up, I think something has to be wrong with a person to look at Glenlal and see anything that interesting. This is the man that comes on and like, auntie, uncle, I tell you, and there's nothing intellectual about that. And people who live in a big country like the United States with so many magazines, newspapers, could listen to Glenlal. Have you ever seen Glenlal, sir? Have you ever seen how Glenlal perform? How could anybody? No. Anyway, sir, thanks for coming through. Anytime,
all right. I'll call you back. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you for coming through there. So
we'll see.
But look, at the end of the day, Freddie, you would agree too that the government is dropping the ball in this direction. The government, when people come out and say, I don't think they're doing enough to tell people why we can't give you 20% or 30% increase in the pension. It's just not sustainable. And the minute that you put this cash injection like that, even if let's assume that you get it, it has a knock-on effect on something called inflation. You would know that because the minute that you hear that, people jump up the price. You know what happens in the supermarket. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Kissoon and Mr. Leonard. How are you?
Pretty good, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and all Guyanese from us here in the diaspora, and also to your technical crew. Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Yeah. It's if you can indulge me with a few minutes of your time, let me get through this Christmas song. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, well, Freddie is the one who's controlling this one here.
So, all right. How long is This is the guy. What's the guy? Michael? Or
yeah, you go ahead, Freddie.
You. Okay. Why you have that word on your? What's that word he has on his?
That has nothing to do with you.
No. Why you put that word there?
That's my stuff. That's not yours.
Oh, that's not his stuff. That's not Michael's stuff.
No.
Oh, okay. How long this Christmas song is going to be?
It shouldn't be. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey.
But
it wouldn't be that long.
But I'm interested in finding out something about you. This is a call-in program in which people call in to express their problems, to talk to the government about things that should be done. Why do you want to call in all the time and sing a song? Don't you want to point out some area of improvement? Don't you want to give Dr. Ali credit for something? Why you want to call in?
Yes, I must give him credit. Give him credit for what he's done over the past year. He did a great job.
But why you don't call in and give us your assessment or your suggestion? Why you want to call in and sing? Do you think
Well, I'll take your point, and I'll get together a few things I make notes of, and I'll express it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you can share your thoughts with it, because I'm wondering, people saying, "Oh God, I'm out calling and you want sing again." But anyway, sing.
This is a Christmas song. Last year I sang a Christmas song for you. I'd like to do it this year, but I would like all Guyanese to be gentle. Be gentle with yourselves this holidays and enjoy your holidays.
Yeah, you could call in and say those things rather than singing, but sing, sir. Go ahead, sing.
Yeah. And then after I sing, I just have 2 jokes to tell you.
Sing, sir.
Okay, one second there.
You know why I like this guy?
Sing, sir, sing. You haven't got.
Okay, so what I'm gonna sing about angels. You know angels, and the angels, when they announced the birth of Jesus, and in Luke chapter 2 verse 20 says,
so sing the song, sir.
Okay, so
please sing
here's
the
the
song.
compromise that we're gonna make. You're gonna sing the song and tell no jokes because they have other people.
No,
So go right
no,
there.
let's hear the
Okay,
joke.
but hallelujah, how the angels sing.
So
Hallelujah,
sing the
how it
song.
rang as the
You're
sky
taking
was
up
bright
time,
as the
Michael.
holy
Sing
night.
the song.
Okay, it was the birthday of the king. Okay, let me sing the song for you now. Angels from the realms of glory, wing your flight o'er all the earth. You who sang creation's story, now proclaim Messiah's birth. Come and worship, worship Christ the newborn King. Shepherds in the field, abiding, watching o'er your flocks by night. God with man is now residing, yonder shines the infant light. Come and
That's not a
worship,
Christmas song. That's a Christmas. That's a hymn.
worship Christ, the newborn King. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, you are the God who saves us, worthy of all our praises. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, come have your way among us. We welcome you here, Lord Jesus. Come have your way among us. We welcome you here, Lord Jesus.
Okay, that what's it?
Come and worship Christ,
Michael,
the newborn King.
Michael, how much more you?
God is with
He's
us.
going to force us to cut him off. Michael, are you listening?
His love is here, almost done. Emmanuel, Emmanuel.
All right.
Michael, wait.
All right.
Michael, no, don't cut him off. Michael, if you keep doing this, Michael, we're going to cut.
All right. Sorry for that. You know
what we're going to do?
No. Hold on.
He's not being reasonable.
Yeah. But I deliberately do that because I believe for everybody there's somebody. And Pam sings that she wanted to call in and sing a song, Kabi Kabi, you know Kabi Kabi?
Yeah.
She wanted to sing that for you.
Yeah, sure.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
No tell me you call in to sing though.
Yeah, how you know?
Oh my goodness.
Basically, Michael the Archangel who just finished singing here.
Yes.
You got a lot of people who drinking endlessly and will be drinking endlessly over the next 4 or 5 days. And they might end up with the angels that Michael singing about. But I just stay home. I ain't drinking, but I like to sing about rum. I'm dreaming of a rum bottle, the kind that's filled with rum, you know, while the glasses glisten and the drunkards listen to tide sails cracking for flow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with all this brown rum in my side.
All right, you done now?
May your days be merry and bright, and may all the rum you drink be white. Let's be different.
I love this. Do you have a Michael? What's the name, sir?
All right, look, we have a call there.
Hey.
Thanks for coming, Jim.
You guys are remarkable, man. Thanks.
Somebody wants to... Where's the lady?
Good evening, caller. The lady want Carla and sing Kabi Kabi for you.
Over the area, sure.
Good evening, Carla.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you.
Go right ahead.
I'm surprised that you guys allowing this guy to sing, wasting time with other people who want to make more important contributions.
I am. Our apologies, sir. Our apologies.
Mr. Kissoon, no, I have a point.
I take your point, and I did tell him the next time, he shouldn't come in.
Okay.
But sometimes, sir, no, before you go, maybe we're doing something for him. Maybe that helps to make his day. I take your point, but let's err on the side of Anyway, go ahead, sir.
Okay, when I visit Guyana, they give me a permit to drive in the country. And the permit is based on my U.S. driver's license. And they give me a permit for a motorcycle also. Motorcycle needs another permit to ride a motorcycle in Guyana or in the United States. Now the next point is I have a U.S. firearm permit. Why can't I use my U.S. firearm permit to purchase a firearm in Guyana? If they can use my overseas driver's license to give me driving permission in the country, including a motorcycle, which I don't know how to ride a motorcycle, why can't they use my U.S. firearm permit
Oh, come on, sir.
only when I visit?
You finished, sir?
Thank you.
Sir, are you finished? Are you finished?
Yeah. Yes, I'm
Are
done.
you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
How can you equate the two? How can you equate permission to drive a car in Guyana with permission to get a firearm license? A firearm license is a very serious thing. You have to go through a series of requirements. You have to know where you live. You have to know who your relatives, what job you do. You'll be getting a firearm as a foreign person. Which foreign person, which Guyanese could go in another country that has a Guyanese permit for a firearm and say, I have a permit for a firearm in Guyana, I would like a firearm. I mean, the analogy cannot hold, sir.
No.
The analogy cannot hold. You're being unreasonable. And no.
Listen, you want to make a point.
Listen, I have a firearm permit in the United States. I have a firearm permit in the United States.
What's that got to do with us in Guyana? What that has to do with us in Guyana?
Okay, why can't I, when I come to Guyana, they use my overseas firearm permit to give me a firearm permit in Guyana?
I just answered that, sir.
All right.
I just answered that.
Would you... That is for your convenience, right? We're a sovereign country, just like how Venezuela can't step into this country. We have our rules and regulations. Venezuela got the rules and regulations.
I think we got to move on.
No, hold on, Freddie. It's a legitimate point. If he comes into this country, why it can't happen? What?
No, that's not.
Guyana got their own rules. If Guyana says that these are the rules for you to get a firearm license, that's the rules. Even the great America can't dictate to us what to do here.
A Frenchman cannot go into Egypt. An Egyptian cannot go into United States and say,
understand what you're saying.
You cannot do that. That is absurd for a Frenchman to come to Egypt and say, I have a license permit to use in France. I need a permit to use a gun in Egypt.
So why are you allowing me to use my driver's license?
Because it's two different situations. It's two different situations. You come in to drive a car. No, so we got to go. That analogy is too absurd. And we're taking up too much time. Thanks for coming through. Thank you.
It's two different things. Two totally different things you cannot equate it to. I agree.
What kind of unreasonable person is that?
I agree with Freddie there. Good evening, Carlo.
It's absurd.
Hi, good evening, Carlo.
With regards to this guy from the States who just called about driver's license,
So don't dignify that man with his nonsense.
No. Let me qualify something for him, not you guys. He can use his driver's license in Canada, but nowhere in the world he would not be allowed to bring his firearm.
Thank you very much. That's the point. Name me one other country in the world which will allow us.
So don't dignify that man and his nonsense. Don't dignify that man and his nonsense. He's talking nonsense.
Good. Another thing, like someone said earlier, at times I don't agree with some of the things you say, but I must give you credit. for the job you're doing. And you're the only two guys in Guyana is doing something like a talk show, right? And you're doing a good job. And I like that. One more thing I'd like to know. Gildarie, you said something about growing up in Enmore during Christmas?
No, I talk about when I grew up in Enmore. I think one of the best, or some of the best Christmas that I've ever had was in Enmore.
But that's what
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
I grew up in Enmore also.
Uh-huh.
But I left Enmore, I left Guyana in 73. But there are times when you mentioned that cap gun, take me back a long way, man. Give me some good memories.
I love the smell of it.
Case, I'm not going to take up you guys' time. All the best for the rest of the season and the year to both you guys and your family.
Okay, when you come to Guyana, give us a call.
I have to, because I want to talk with Freddie about some books he talked about on the music.
Okay, sure.
I don't know, the man is a romantic at heart.
Yeah, I my wife and I are the last of the romantics.
You gotta be careful there. He's gonna start singing some guy named Engelbert.
No.
He doesn't know.
We got a lady to sing Cubby Cubby for him.
Pam wants to sing for Freddie.
Sing, Pam, sing. if Mike could come and sing, it'd be fine. Come on, Pam, sing.
Why don't you get?
I know that song.
To sing?
I know the movie. I saw the movie with Amitabh Bachchan. Sing Cubby Cubby, Pam. Where are you, Pam?
Yeah, forget about Pam. Call Manso, the parliamentarian. Let her sing for you. Okay, good night, gentlemen. All the best. Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye. Good evening, caller. Hello?
He has his arm. He has his phone on.
Yeah, go right ahead, sir. You're talking to Freddie Kissoon here. Go ahead.
Freddie?
Yeah, man.
You know the deal that that we named Maduro give to Trinidad today?
Tell me.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah. Maduro give Trinidad natural gas, right? For Dragon Island. The same big contract today. Right? Rowley get the whole big contract with natural gas, which I will give you today.
Chavez.
Right? And the deal is that when Rowley sell the gas back, they split the money 50-50. 50 guys back to Venezuela the problem, 50 guys back to he. But he had Rowley, he natural gas, the shell before.
Mm-hmm. So you believe there's a sting deal there, and what you're saying there, we should pay attention to what Rowley is doing.
Yes. So you can't trust Rowley. Rowley and him had a big contract last night. 2 days Rowley was in Venezuela with Maduro.
Right.
The contract this afternoon.
But why if Rowley made a deal with Venezuela? Every country that makes a deal with Venezuela, Guyana should be wary of that country and be careful. Rowley has to run Trinidad. He makes Trinidad a speedboat distance from Venezuela. He makes a deal with but why
10 miles.
Yeah, but
yes.
So what that has to do with Rowley? We gotta watch Rowley. I mean, he has a country to run. He makes a gas deal with Venezuela. Anyway, that's just my view. We can't be distrustful of every country that make a deal with Venezuela. Countries have their interests.
I understand that. Remember CARICOM and Ali, he went there, right? To meet Maduro. He tried to make peace plan, right? He signed a peace plan with Guyana. But yet, right? Yesterday, we had make a deal with
I think we got
with Maduro.
All right, we hear you what you're saying there.
Thanks.
I think
Okay,
we're familiar
then.
with that deal there.
Yeah, yeah.
I get what you're saying. You're concerned, and I think it's something to think about.
Okay, then. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Rodney.
God bless. Bye bye. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Good evening, guys. Season greetings to you and yours.
Yes, same to you. Go ahead.
I'm calling to find out. Last night I was watching a program and they say Karen Das was poisoned.
Absolutely. No, I'm not sure.
No,
where you
sir.
got that
Charandas has, I bid him farewell before the plane took him out. Charandas has a problem and he's going to Canada for treatment. Be careful with what you hear people say. In this age of social media, it's a crazy world we live in. Nothing of the sort. Okay then, is that all right? Anything else? Hello? Hello? We lost that call.
Yeah, I think I lost that. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Good evening. I'm calling. Well, let me turn on our television. Question to the guy that just called there, right? I work in law enforcement, and the United States doesn't give a firearm permit. The state we live in give you a permit to the state. So you can't live in New York and still go to New Jersey with your firearm permit. You got to leave it.
We all know that guy was talking nonsense, sir. We all know that guy. Any rational person listened to him, but no, he was talking absolute, unadulterated nonsense.
If you get a permit in Pennsylvania, you can't cross border lines in New York and say you come over here with it.
So with these with these calling programs, you get all kinds of calls. That is inherent in a calling program. All kinds of people will call. They got things in their mind. So don't worry with that guy. If you have any other point to make your point. But don't worry with that guy. We get all kinds of calls.
Okay, I have a point to make.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I have a point. At the medical facility in Guyana, right? If someone has to undergo surgery or certain medical procedure and they don't have the money and they can't afford a private hospital, the surgery doesn't go through at the Joshua Public Hospital. And why is nobody addressing it?
I think if you're a patient in the hospital and you need surgery that cannot be performed at Georgetown Hospital, but could be performed at a private hospital, I think they have a provision for the hospital to pay for it. I don't know if it's a certain percentage.
Okay, because I know someone who put up a GoFundMe, somebody from the village, back home when I used to live in Guyana, and they needed to do a surgery. They didn't have the money, and they had to raise funds to pay a Balwan's thing. I think Guyana should improve in looking into so we could get safer and healthier in Guyana.
Well, I've seen movies because the kid can't continue. There's no insurance or anything. The parents go and hijack. The parents gone and they hijack the entire hospital so they could get for that kid there. We've heard stories about that. There has to be a limit to what it is not cheap by any means. Any medical bills. There has to be a limit in which the government would be able to spend. I'm not saying people's lives should be trivialized. I'm just saying what is real and what is not real. We have to put that in context. It's something that pains me, and what do you put your money in? But I hear your point. I thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Enjoy you guys.
Yes, all the best. Freddie Kissoon, I've been informed time is out. So I'll leave you to think, and then I close.
Well, I guess I have to wish once again people of Guyana.
You look like the Grinch, right? Except it's red. It's all right. Go ahead.
I like your shirt, man. This is a Christmas shirt, right?
It's tropical. I feel very happy. Yes.
Okay. I have my Indian wear.
Yes.
This is a kurta.
Yes, it's a kurta.
So if Pam sing could,
Pam,
are you there?
Yeah.
I see Pam is there to sing.
The Pam didn't call, but you go ahead, Freddie.
Once again, to our operators, thanks for serving us for the year. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for making the program possible. And we look forward to working with you again. Our next program is Wednesday, the 27th. Gildarie has to be with his family, but he's coming back a few days after. As I started the program with Charlie Chaplin and his most phenomenally famous song, Smile. Look, life has to go on. We've had the Mahdia fire. We had 5 top military soldiers giving their lives in service to Guyana. We have the threat of Venezuela. 2 million people are starving in Gaza. But life has to go on, and try to enjoy your life. Try to enjoy Christmas with you and your family, and do very much enjoy your holiday. We will see you on Wednesday. On behalf of myself, my wife, and my family, I'd like to thank you for bearing up with me on this program the past 19 months. As I normally say, catch you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.